Hi guys, we're taking out the 30th anniversary today because it's such a lovely day. It's summer here in Great Britain, so we're going to be taking out the 30th anniversary GS. It hasn't been started since about end of October, so we're going to start her up and see what she's hopefully she'll start. I'm just going to have to hold this a minute. Whoa, we're off! How about that? There she is. Right, I'm going to get ready to get out. Right, hi guys. I'm having a little rant about dealers. I'm going to clear something up. Now, when you buy a new bike, and I've bought quite a number of new bikes, and I got absolutely cheesed off with the dealers scratching my bike, not putting the bike back together properly, cost a bloody fortune. Even the first service can cost you over 100 quid, and what is it? Oil change, filter, nothing else. It's a brand new bike. Right. My theory is, you can do it or whatever. I buy a brand new bike, even this one, cost 13 odd grand, right? Hasn't gone to a dealer, not for the 600 mile service. And I tell you, you don't have to, by law, take it to keep the warranty up or anything. If you think about it, what does it, all you've got to do is change the oil on the first service and an oil filter. What else do they do? Nothing. Only the trouble is you've got to take your time off to get there. You might have to travel a long way. It costs you a bloody arm and a leg. Then they don't do it bloody properly. I mean, I can't tell you how many woes I've had. I mean, I really can't. It's endless. Always complain. Bought all sorts of bikes. Sports bikes. 2 of these, Hayabusa, you name it, every bloody thing. Always trouble. I've never had it go right, ever. So I decided a long time ago to do it my bloody self. And this is how it worked for me. I mean, I've got a BMW, not from this one, I've got 2, as you may or may not know. And I service it myself, both of them. The other one has been to 11 different countries, been all over the place, but BMW have still done all the warranty work on it. Any corrosion, I had a couple of discs go. How can they say, if your discs go, or anything like that, how can they say, oh, you haven't had it serviced, it's not a serviceable thing. It either bloody wears... Fuck's sake. Either wears out, or it warps, or it don't. Full stop. So, it doesn't matter whether you get it serviced by anyone or not, it's gone wrong. And that's what you get for 2 years, and the same with everything else on the bike. If it corrodes, it's not a serviceable thing. It corrodes. If the gearbox goes, yeah, so as long as you've been putting in their specified oils and the original oil filters and all original parts, and you keep the receipts, no problem. I've had 3 or 4 recalls done on my other BMW bike. Take it in, they fix it, no problem at all. It's never been serviced by them, ever. I've even talked to BMW customer services, and they say, we've got no problem with that. If you don't want to take it to a dealer, don't do it. If you do it yourself, do it yourself. So I've even had it from BMW themselves. By law, they can't make you take it to a dealer, providing you're proficient enough to be able to do it yourself. If you sod it up and then you go back crying and whinging and they find out you've done something wrong at the mechanic set, then you've had it, you've got to pay for it. And then there's the other view. Right, the other one is, take this BMW. I take it for a service at, say, I don't know, 6,000 miles or something. It cost me about 250 quid, 300 quid. But time I travel, because the one I go to is the only one I'll trust for recalls and that, and have my tyres changed, is 100 miles there and 100 miles back. That's a whole day and a load of petrol, and 250 quid to 300 quid, whatever. So it cost me, I think, about 24 quid to do a service, oil change and filter. Bit of a no-brainer, innit? So you've only got to do 2 or 3 services, and even if the whole of the swing arm seals up, which will still be under warranty anyway, you know, because it's a non-serviceable part, it's supposed to be there forever. You just give it one oil change and that's it. So even if you wanted to get it for the first 600 mile service, after that it's sealed for life. So if that went, you know, but even so, if they quibbed about it, you know, after about 3 servicing, you've saved yourself 900 quid, fucking put one on yourself. And you haven't had all that bloody bother, and you haven't had to let them have hold of it and scratch it and mark it and piss it around. No one services a bike better than me. Full bloody stop. Well, I hope you're getting all this, because that's my theory, and I'll tell you what, it's worked for me. Just bought a 300 SH scooter, you know, to get around the towns with. I've serviced that myself. It's not going to a dealer, it never ever will. The only time that I can't do anything is if any one of the computer things go. If anything computer goes, you know. But even then, on the GS you can buy a, oh, I forgot what it's called now, something or other, 911 or something. It's a complete computer check thing. It tells you what, does your fault diagnosis, the whole bloody lot. I'm thinking of getting one of those. They're about 200 quid, and that'll be sorted. Any fault things come up or whatever, I can get shot of them, and if I feel I can't do it, I'll take it to a dealer and only pay for that. You know, why should you let some ham-fisted bloke that you really don't know about? I mean, there's a dealer just started up. No, I won't mention who it is. It's only been going a month. Now, I've been to them, they haven't got a clue about parts, they don't know anything about the bikes at all. They admit that, they've just started up. Lovely brand new showroom, fantastic. But they don't know anything about it. Obviously, the mechanics don't know anything about it either, do they, if you think about it? But you know a lot about your own bike. So you take it to them to give it a service or whatever, and they've never taken that bike apart before at all. Well, it's another no-brainer, isn't it? James, whatever, if you're watching this, and I hope you are, I hope that explains something to you. It's on your own head. Do it if you will. You know, if you want to do your own servicing, okay, but be careful. That's all I'm saying. Keep the receipts. Buy all the parts at the main dealer. Date them. Mileage them. Keep them all. I've had no problem selling my bikes. My bikes are mint when they're sold because I over-service everything. I don't have things break down. I don't have things go wrong. I look after it before it goes wrong. It's cheap motoring. No one has said to me, oh, that's never been to a dealer. What's the history of that? I say, look at this for history. Every single oil change, overly done. Everything greased. The brakes stripped apart. I list it all. Everything that I do to that bike, when I take the brakes apart, and I take them apart quite often, especially if I go on a touring holiday on the GS, I go through the whole lot. Spark plugs, do the tappets, do everything on it. I list it. I write it down on the receipts of the part that I buy. What else can I say? And quite honestly, I haven't found that they haven't kept the warranty up. Also, the breakdown thing, that's exactly the same. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the actual company, i.e. Honda and all that. It's another company anyway. So they'll still come and give you home start or wherever. They don't give a monkey's ass whether it's been serviced or not ever in its bloody life. You still get that. So, you know, let's just clear up this bloody myth of a 600 mile service on a bike anyway. I mean, shit. I mean, can't they make it go a little bit further than that these days? 600 miles? You buy a car these days, they do 30,000 miles before they had its first, before it's even looked at. It's a joke. It's a joke. Right. So, I mean, obviously, you know, I give it an oil change well before 600 miles in actual fact, and I give it another one at 1,000 miles. That's what I do when I service my own bikes. So it's really flushed out, and I change the oil filters as well. Then after that, it's still earlier than normal anyway, but then I feel it's done. So there you go. I'm not going to even speak anything more about it because it just pisses me off, to be absolutely honest. I've had too much trouble with every single first service I've ever had, and quite frankly I've probably had 10 new motorcycles. Yes, and I haven't had one go right. So I've decided, as I said, about what, 4 years ago or something, I just don't go to them. I do my own thing. I even decide whether I want a recall done, i.e. take this bike, the GS. They had a recall on the fuel, what do you call it, a fuel module. They were corroding. Well, it's a bloody stupid design, it's down there, and from brand new, I knew about that, and I just copper greased it, and it's the original one, and I should have had it changed about a year ago, and I haven't bothered. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to corrode, is it? Because they don't go wrong. So they're changing them on a recall because, you know, people take these things through rivers and everything, and the water sits there and it corrodes. Well, I don't take mine through rivers, and I look after it, and I copper greased it, and it still looks like brand new, and it hasn't corroded, so it's not a thing that's going to go wrong. So I just don't bother doing that one. The old immobiliser thing down there, you know, that was a big recall. I never had anything go wrong with mine. Apparently people were going through them like whatever, but I didn't, and but I decided to let Vines of Guildford's do it because I trust them. But you know, it was a 200 mile round trip. It took the whole day, but they did a lovely job and they didn't mark it. That's why I go all the way to them if I have to, like changing tyres, which I will be going soon because, as you know, I'm doing a long journey going down to Italy and Nuremberg Ring and France and Austria and stuff. So I need a new set of tyres within a month. So I'll be going down to see them. So there you go. I think I'm going to stop talking now. I'm waffling. So I hope that's cleared something up, and I hope you can hear this okay. And I'll speak to you all another day because I'm off for a ride if I can get away from this traffic, which I will do soon.